Hi, tricksters. I'm Aeon from Persona Spain. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hi, I'm Peky from Persona Spain, and you're listening to the SEGA Lounge.
Welcome to the Sega Lounge, where we celebrate our love for all things Sega, including the games, the music, and the community. I'm your host, KC. Join me as I talk to different guests and learn more about their projects and passion for Sega. Hello and welcome to the Sega Lounge episode 238. I'm KC. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the show. How's it going? It's been a while since we had like a proper intro to one of our episodes, hasn't it? It has. And one of those cold opens that I love so much. So happy Sonic X Shadow Generations week, by the way. Hope you're enjoying the game. If you're listening to this on the podcasts, you probably have access to the game already, even if you didn't buy the digital, limited digital full access pay more to pay early version of the game. But hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying Shadow Generations, which is pretty good, I have to say. But we're not here to talk about that. We'll talk about that on another show. Stay tuned until the end to know when. But we're here today to talk about Persona. Yeah, so this is a very Persona and Atlus heavy episode. I feel like we haven't covered the Atlus franchises that much, mostly because I haven't played many of the several different franchises and titles that Atlus has put out, even after being acquired by Sega. So I wanted to change that by asking someone to come on the show who know more about this than me and to tell me why we should all play the Shin Megami Tensei series and all the Atlus turn-based RPGs. This week, I'm joined on the Sega Lounge by Aeon and Peky from Persona Spain. Persona Spain is a large community of Persona / Shin Megami Tensei / Atlus / Sega games, obviously for Spanish-speaking people, but they have a lot to say about their favorite games in the Atlus catalog, why the Shin Megami Tensei / Persona series is so important for people, why is it so impactful, and why you should definitely check out Persona Spain. So I hope you enjoy this interview, which features a very cool edition of the Sega Lounge Challenge. Hello guys, welcome to the Sega Lounge. So from my left to my right, Ayon, right? Hello,
Yes.
welcome. And Peky,
Hi.
Hi.
how are you guys?
Yeah. Right now, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, me too. I'm happy to be here, and thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure, and I'm really excited to be on on this podcast. Yep.
Don't say that yet. You don't know what's coming. But thank you. I'm excited, and it's my pleasure to have you here. So to find representatives of Persona Spain, this I feel like I sometimes say this to some of my guests, but this was a long time coming. I feel because I'll be honest, I'm not the most well-versed person in terms of Persona and Shin Megami Tensei and Atlus franchises. So I feel like we were missing someone who was like a big hardcore fan of these franchises to educate us. I use a term usually Seg education. So this time we'll have some Atlus education here on the Sega Lounge.
We're
So
ready.
yeah, oh yeah. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me for this interview, for this special episode where people can get to know you a little bit more. So let's start from the very beginning. And I want to know everything about Persona Spain, but I want to know about you guys as well. So Ayon, let's start with you. How did you get into, first of all, video games? And then how did you get into Atlus games, maybe Sega games as well? Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. My first contact with video games, I think it was around, maybe I had around 7 years. Um, my father gave me a Mega Drive with Sonic 1 and Columns and Italy 90, all the pack
And
from that
Super
games.
Hang On and
Yeah,
Mega
exactly.
Games 1. Yeah. Same for me. Same for me.
Yeah, that was my first contact, my first video game, and at first I, well, but Sonic, when my first time with Sonic, I absolutely fell in love with him, and we are right here right now. I'm absolutely into Sega. All my life I have been playing video games, but in terms of Atlas games, it was around 6 or 7 years when I started to play Persona 5. I also fell in love with Persona. My history is falling in love with the franchise, with all the series, and I absolutely loved that game, and that was one of the reasons to for start this project, Persona Spain. Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. That's great. Yeah. And like that the first thing you played was Sonic 1 and like Mega
Yes.
Games 1. Yeah. Same here. Same here. What an experience. Okay, very good. Thank you. Pecky, what about you? How did you get into video games?
Yeah, well, I was in my aunt's house when I was 5 years old, and they gave her a PS1 with Metal Gear Solid, and that was my first experience with video games. I know probably a 5-year-old shouldn't be playing that, so if a parent is listening me right now, please don't do that to your child. But yeah, that was my first experience, and I was hooked to it because I really really liked it. It was like magic. It was like black magic. I was I was amazed by that. Yeah, but my first proper game, the first that I really really played, was also in my house. It was virtual tennis. I
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
they they had a restaurant below their houses, so they had a cabinet there, and
Oh.
I went there. I watched the cabinet, and I was like, I had to try. I have to try this. I have to try this at all cost. And my aunt gave me an euro, and I put it in the cabinet. I was playing, and I played so much that they bought the game to PC, and I played it non-stop on my house. So that was my first proper game, virtual tennis, and I remember it very very fondly.
Same, same. Actually, both the arcade game played it a little bit as well, and the Dreamcast game. Very good. Virtual Tennis. One of my favorites. Good, good. What about Atlas games, Pecky?
Oh yeah, so Atlus Games. I was in my house, kind of bored, talking to a friend, and she told me, "Have you ever played Persona?" And I was like, What's Persona? I don't know what are you talking about." And this was in 2016, I think. Yeah, it was there. So it was near of the release of Persona 5, but she told me about Persona 3 Portable, and she gave me the PSP and told me, well, you should try it. And I tried Persona 3 Portable, and that was uh, amazing. I mean, that was my first proper GRPG. So I really really enjoyed it, and now here I am. I can't I can't stop talking about Persona. So yeah, I think I liked it quite a bit.
So again, magic, right? Someone mentioned
Yeah,
magic before. Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah.
it. Again. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so you guys, neither of you started with like the first games in the series, right? So you entered the franchise a little bit later. Have you since tried like the back catalog of Persona games, for example, and Shin Megami
Yes.
Tensei? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
and if so, hard question. Which one's your favorite?
Which one?
Yeah, which out
Hmm.
of all of them?
In my case, I think that is Persona 5 Royal. Mm, because it left a huge impact on me, and I think every game it's uh, it's good in some terms. Every game has a little bit of magic around this series, but in my case, I should go with Persona 5 Royal.
Okay, that's a great one. Pecky.
Okay, so if we're talking about Persona, it's Persona 3. Uh, it's a game that quite literally changed my life. And I'm very grateful for all the things it gave to me, because playing it has it's like a domino effect. And now here I am, thanks to that game. So it's quite important to me. But if we are not talking about Persona, if we are talking about Shin Megami Tensei, I would say Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, Shin Megami Tensei 3. It's amazing. It's really 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 good. I think it has a lot of personality, and I really like the vibe of the game and the story, the characters, and the demi fiend. I really like him.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you for sharing that. So I thought it would be a little bit harder to. Some people say, "Oh no, don't make me pick one." Okay, actually, you cheated, Pecky. I said one, and you gave me two. So,
Oh yeah.
so I'm gonna make it harder. Out of those two, which one is the best?
Oh, well, that's hard.
Yes,
Okay, that's really hard. But
I did it.
I mean, you are like telling me, who do you love most, mom or dad? Yeah, but I'm gonna say Persona 3, because, as I've said, it's a game that quite literally changed my life. So it has a very special place in my heart.
Shin Megami is crying in the corner now. No, why, son? Uh, nice, very nice. So let's talk a little bit about Persona Spain. So first of all, what are each of your roles in Persona Spain? Ion, what do you do around the community?
I'm the founder of the community, and also right now I'm acting as a community manager. I also journalist. I write articles and news for the website. I basically do everything.
A little bit of everything, right? Yeah,
Yes. Mm.
excellent. Okay, what about you, Pecky?
Yeah, so I started as a Discord moderator, because we have a Discord server, so I was a mod there. And then I started to do some guides to help people go work through the game. And then I started to do some journalism as well. I write some reviews, some articles, and that's all I do.
Excellent. That's That's a lot already. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So how did Persona Spain start? So Ayon, you're probably the best person to talk a little bit about this.
Yes.
What made you start this and why? Please explain.
Well, I think it's an interesting story, in fact, because when I started to get into Persona with all these Persona 5 news, the game, and everything, um, I was on Twitter searching for info, but also communities, fan pages, everything. But I couldn't find any fan page or news in my language. Everything was in English. So, well, I was a bit sad because I wanted to talk with other fans, and there was no option for that. So I was very into Persona for all that that game for Persona 5, and that was when I started to think, well, if there isn't any fan page, why not create one myself? So I talked with my partner. uh, he's the tech guy, so when I have an idea, he's the one who puts into reality.
Nice.
um, so I talked to him. I told the idea. Well, I love Persona. He also played Persona 5 with me. So we wanted to create a new project, and that was when he said, "All right, let's do that." And we started on Twitter. Basically, we had an account. We started with a Twitter account, and well, sharing news and trying to offer a meeting point for the fans, especially Spanish fans. Well, everyone that wanted a place was welcome. So from there, people started to appear and started to gather on Persona Spain. There was a lot of fans. I was surprised because I wasn't expecting that. And from that point, it was Twitter first, then Instagram, then people was, do you don't have a Twitch account? You don't do streams? All right, but let's do that. You don't have a Discord server? Well, let's go to phone, to open a Discord server. And that's the history of Persona Spain. Everything, it's because the people was asking for more things. We want more Persona Spain. um right now we have presence, I think, on all networks, social networks. And in 2020 we opened our website, and it was a great milestone, I think, because that was the website opened the door to do more content that Twitter doesn't allow us, because the short text. All
There you
that's right.
go. Yeah. And people watching can take a look at the
Yeah,
main page of the website right now. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So there we could started to review games, sharing articles, and it was a more personal experience because, well, people like Becky started to gather and started to collaborate and to apport ideas and uh, content.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
So, well, right now we also are on. I think that Twitter is, or well, X, sorry, X. It's our main social network right now, but the website, it's also strong. I think that for a fan page, it's strong right now.
Hmm.
It also allowed us to go, for example, to Gamescom. That it's the biggest video games event on the world, as press media. So it's we feel pretty honored for that, honestly. Mm.
Excellent. That's great. That's great. And it's interesting that it started just as a Twitter account, and then the people
Yes,
started to ask for more things. And
yes, yes.
okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
That's right.
And by the way, people who take a look at the website can see that you're not just doing like Atlas or just Persona, right? So
Hmm.
you're covering Sega as a whole mostly at this
Hmm.
point, right?
That was another thing because we started focus only on Persona, then Atlus, and then why not Sega too? Well, right, Sega. I have to say that Sega also uh, give us support for that. So that was a reason for expanding our networks and the content that we cover on the website. Yes.
Mhm, mhm. Excellent. Yeah. It's nice that you can like do you, how many people do you have working on the website right now? Any idea?
Uh, Active, we are 3 people, but we also have a lot of collaborations with other journalists, but are not with a continuation. It's
Okay.
more some points.
Okay.
Mhm.
So like the core team, 3 people. Okay. I
Yes.
thought you were going to say like 15 or something. Okay. So yeah, good job. Good
We
job.
wish.
Good job, because the amount of content you're putting out is incredible. So
Mm.
that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, yeah. I was really impressed by the guides section. So obviously, this is you know, people who speak Spanish will uh, get a kick out of this because you have guides for most. For example, Persona 3 Reload, you have a lot of specific guides for specific characters. So, Pecky, I believe you're behind this. I get the
Yeah,
feeling.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah, I'm behind that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm behind all the guides. Well, not all the guides, but most of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah. So, a lot of Persona 3 content. That's suspicious. A little bit sus. Okay.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Yeah. But yeah, but that's something that I feel like you see this kind of content on like big websites like the IGNs and the
Mm.
Eurogamers and stuff like that. But like fan sites don't often offer really in-depth guides to games, right? Which makes sense because they take a lot of time, I assume, Pecky. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of time.
they take a little bit of time.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Why do you feel like is this something that you enjoy doing, by the way?
Yeah, I quite enjoy it. This started in the pandemic with the release of Persona 5 Royal. A lot of people were asking for a specific guide, and I reached to Aeon and Magician, and I told them, I think I know how to do this, and I think how I can record this and do a guide about this. So if you want, I can do it on the page. And it was just to try to give something back to the community, because I felt extremely happy to be part of it and to give back something to Persona as a series.
Mhm.
And then I did it, and I discovered that I quite enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the process of recording it, writing it, doing the script. If I do a video, doing the voiceover, I really enjoyed it. So I said, if I can do this for the next games, I would like to do it. And they always support me, and I'm quite grateful, because I discovered that this is something that makes me feel fulfilled. And yeah, I
That's
really liked
great.
it.
You found a new passion. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and maybe a new skill as well that you didn't know you had,
Yeah, for
perhaps.
sure, because I really liked it to make content about video games, but I never have thought that I would like to do this kind of content. Guides. I mean, I like to help people, but I have never thought about doing a guide to help people.
Mhm.
And when the possibility was there, I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Excellent. And that's the spirit. Very good. Okay, so Persona Spain, obviously, people will be able to I'll leave links. So everything all the content in Spanish, right? Is there like a translation a specific thing here?
The
Like
website has an, I think it's an automatic translation into English.
okay.
It's on the right corner, the upper right corner.
Mhm.
No,
Maybe no.
sorry, left.
Left corner? Yes, yes there is. Yes there is. Yes. I
Sorry.
saw I saw the like the little like British
Here with
flag.
me is
Yeah.
the tech guy, so well, he knows better
Okay.
than me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, tech guy. And yeah, yeah. So people who don't speak Spanish will probably be able to enjoy some of the content as well. I guess the guides will be pretty popular for people who want to really get into the games and like complete everything, all the quests and stuff. I would assume that. Yeah. Okay. So that leads me to my next question, which is why do you think in Aeon you said like you were surprised at how many people were into Persona? At least you probably knew that many people were into the series, but you weren't aware of how many people who spoke Spanish were into the series, right?
Mhm.
What do you think makes this series, like the Shin Megami Tensei, the Persona series, so exciting for people, and what's the importance of it for people? What do you think? And that's for both
Based
of you, by the
on
way.
yes, based on my experience, I think that it's precisely the impact that the series left on you, because it's not um, they're not video games that you play and well that's all. Next one, uh, they're video games that you start to think about it even when you turn off the PC or where you're playing. Sorry. And you gave a lot of thought about the ideas and the mythology and the situations that the game presents to you that you can apply on your daily life, I think. Mm, in my case, I think that I comprehend a bit better the human race as a whole, um, thanks to playing these games. It's very related to all the way of thinking as a human and the situations when you have a relationship with another person. All these ideas are important, and you can simply forget that. When you play this game, every game about Persona or Shin Megami Tensei, um, they accompany you the rest of your life. So I think that you know when you start, but know when you leave, because you are
Okay.
now a Persona fan or a Megaten fan, a Shin Megami Tensei fan. That's at least
It's
what I
a
think.
curse and a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you can't leave. That's a very good answer, I think. Yeah, yeah. What about you, Pecky? Do you agree?
Yeah, I really agree with Aeon, and I think the core gameplay of the Persona games and the Shin Megami Tensei games, it's really addictive because it's an RPG, but it's not like other RPGs when you feel that the turns are quite slow or guided. Here you have the all this movement, all this I don't know how to
Freedom,
say it, but
perhaps,
yeah,
maybe.
freedom. And yeah, I think that helps a lot about to fall in love with Shin Megami Tensei and with Persona. And as she said, they are games that leave a huge mark on you because I've played Persona 3 a lot of times, probably like 6 or 7 times. And yeah, every time I played it, and every time I reached the end, every time I found myself crying at the screen, because yeah, they leave a huge mark on you. I think that's what makes it really enjoyable to
Hmm.
all the people.
Hmm. Yeah, I have to say, in full disclosure, I've played some Persona games. Haven't played a Shin Megami Tensei game yet. Uh, my biggest issue with these games, even before I played them, was I'm not really an RPG, like a JRPG, a
Mm-hmm.
turn-based RPG guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the first game that I played in the series was Persona 4 Golden on the Vita, because people said, "Oh, it's amazing! It's amazing!" It's like, "Oh, Persona 4 Gold, okay." And so I tried it, and I really enjoyed it. But I fell off of it because of like the random encounters in dungeons and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not something that I was ready for. I think when I tried
Mm-hmm.
that a few years ago, um, but then what I saw about Persona 5 made me want to try Persona 5 Royal when it came out. And it was on Game Pass, so I just played
Yeah.
with it. And everything that all my problems with RPGs were gone from that game. Was really, really something. And it was like the visuals, the style of the game, the art direction, the music as well, which is great on all Persona games. But all of that combined, and I think what you said, Pecky, about the combat, like the battle systems, are better than like most traditional RPGs. You have more freedom.
Yeah,
You also that can be a little bit daunting. That can be a little bit like scary as well, because you have you can actually choose to like the personas that you want to use and like fuse them, and like that
It's
can be,
massive.
for me it's a little
yeah,
bit scary as well. But I think I was able to, in Persona 5 Royal, for the first time, to really get into it, and without going too in depth, I think I was able to enjoy myself and play the game. And it was quite emotional, like you guys said. So very emotional. It definitely left a mark, so I can understand.
yeah, totally.
What would you say for people like me who haven't played one of the series, right? Although, like, one of the, it's the same series, right? But Persona is more like a spin-off,
Yes.
Yeah,
perhaps, right?
A Shin
yeah.
Megami Tensei spin-off.
Is the
Yes.
original, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
for people who haven't tried one of them, what are the differences, and are they so different right now, or as we speak, they are basically the same? What would you guys say?
No, they're quite different
Yeah,
because
totally.
yeah, they share basically the monsters, well, demons in this case, the bestiary, if you want to say this. But the environment, it's totally different because Persona is basically a game that takes place on um,
Like in the real
college.
world, right? Oh,
Yeah,
and
real world.
like
Yeah,
And
the
the
real
like a
school,
world,
the
high
school
and
school
environment.
situation.
Yep.
it's cool, yeah. And Shin Megami Tensei, it's a post-apocalyptic setting. The world is exploding. There are demons everywhere. You have to survive. You have to change the world or not, burn into ashes. All that you want. It's perfect. Though it's your decision, so it's okay. And in Persona you have a group of friends, you try to save the world and everything, so it's very different in this case. Yes.
Yeah, totally. And also the combat system changed a little bit.
Mhm.
In Persona, we have a combat system called One More. That is when you exploit an enemy weakness, you gain an extra attack with the character you did that. But in Shin Megami Tensei, we have a press turn. You have a set of turns. It's one per character on your party, so it can be up to four. And when you exploit an enemy weakness, you don't spend all the turn. You spend like half of the turn. So you can have, if you have four allies on your party, you can have 8 turns, but no more than that. And it's more punishing because if the enemy blocks your attack, if you fail the attack, you lose your turn and another extra turn. So you have to be very
Okay.
careful, very mindful of what you do, and yeah, they are quite challenging. Shin Megami Tensei is a little bit harder, but if you
Yes.
get the grasp of it, it's really really enjoyable and satisfying to make a perfect combat strategy on Shin Megami Tensei.
See, that's where you lost me. Yeah, that the combat strategy. I'm not smart enough for that. Yeah. But I understand. I understand now. I understand now the difference. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Um I feel like, and I'm sure you guys feel it too, because you've been behind this website and this community for a long time. But I feel like Persona 5 really brought new life into the series, and like it made Persona more like mainstream.
Yes,
uh,
totally.
Everyone talks about Persona 5. I was listening to a podcast the other day, not related to Sega or anything, and they were talking about like turn-based RPGs, and one of the people there said something like, the best way to talk about this new game is like it's Persona 5 but not as good. And I was like, interesting. Like Persona 5 is like the gold standard in a
Yes,
way
it's the top
to,
one.
yeah, like people compare everything to Persona 5. So it's how would
Yes.
you rate this game? Oh, it's like Persona 5 but not quite as
That-
good. It's
that-
almost up there but not quite as okay. Okay, nice. So what was it about Persona 5 in your opinion? And since you also played like you went back and played other games and the ones that came after as well, what was it about Persona 5 that made such an impact on people? Because I feel like the theme of Persona 5, like what you just said, like the high school theme, the relationships, they were there before, and like you're trying to save the world. But what is it about Persona 5 that made it so different and so impactful?
I consider that it's all the package, as you said before, because it's not just the combat system or the setting, is the music, the aesthetics is astonishing. Even if you're not into video games, you probably when you listen some track, even a song, you are going to do ta-na-na-na-na. You can't forget that it's here forever. So it's one of the main impact of the game. You can't forget Persona 5. It's impossible because there is no other game like that. Also, I have to add that in our case, Persona 5 Royal was the first main game that was translated into Spanish. So I consider that it has sense, that it has a great impact, specifically in our country, because
Okay.
people was, oh great, now I can understand the million of characters that this game has.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Pecky, want to add anything about that?
Yeah, I totally agree with Aeon. I think one thing that summarized the Persona 5 experience and why it's so popular is style. The game has a lot of style. It's a game that you see and you're gonna love it or you're gonna be impressed by it, but it's not gonna you're not gonna forget about it. And it's so visually appealing that you see it, and it's not like the other RPGs, because there are quite a lot of good RPGs, but there are very very few. Now there are more because they are trying to replicate the Persona 5 effect, but there were quite a very very little games that put so much effort in something like the screen of the options menu. It's crazy. You see that and you say, wow, first of all, this is amazing, and second of all, this had to be a nightmare to code, because this is working so great. But you see that, and then you listen to the music, you see the game in motion, and you understand why it had such a big impact
Mhm.
on the public.
Yeah. I have to. I knew about it before because being in like the Sega circle in the community, we even without playing Persona 5 and even Royal, because I played Royal, I think not exactly when it came out, because I think it was added to Game Pass a little bit later.
Mhm.
But I knew about it, but seeing it for the first time, I was like, from start to finish, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, every little detail, this game like oozes style. It's like it's totally different than anything else that I've had experienced up to that point. So yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so Aeon and Pecky, it's time to take a quick break because I have a surprise for you. So when we come
Oh.
back, we have a surprise. Okay. We're back on the Sega Lounge here with our very special guest. I forgot before at the beginning, but there we go. We have the names here: Aeon and Peky from Persona Spain. And as I said before, we have a surprise. So it's tradition when we have people on the show for interviews to do something very very fun for me called the Sega Lounge Challenge.
Now that you know our guests, it's time to put them to the test. It's the moment we've waited for and the moment they dread.
Welcome to your doom.
I mean, welcome to the Sega Lounge Challenge.
Oh, indeed. What is the Sega Launch Challenge? It can be anything I want. And this time, so I could come up with some questions, like a quiz about Persona or Shin Megami Tensei, but I'm not really the right person for that. What I do love, however, is music, video game music.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, how well do they know the music of, for example, Atlus games? Like, and to be like fair to you guys and to make it clear, I have 10 clips of songs, 15-second long clips of songs from different games, Atlus games, but after they were bought by Sega. Okay, so they are more recent Atlus games, Atlus/Sega, if you want to call them that. Okay, and I think if we have 10, I think 5 correct answers would be like the goal
Okay.
here. At least 5. I just need the game though, so you don't need to tell me anything else. Just try to identify the game. Okay. And if you give me the correct game, and you can, by the way, you can either play against yourselves or as a team, co-op. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I think co-op.
Co-
For
Yeah.
me, I think co-op.
Eh,
Yeah.
and I was,
Yeah,
and
I
was like,
prefer to act
I
as a
wanted
team,
to,
of course.
yeah, okay.
So where is the? All right, Becky, let's go. Give me
No,
5. Yeah.
there we go. There we go. That's it. High five. So ready for this Persona slash Atlus slash whatever I have
Let's go.
here. Challenge, yeah, let's go. So, song number 1. Okay, take a good listen at this one. I was very generous because I usually do 10 seconds. This time it's 15. Makes a difference. Any clue, any idea? What does
I
it
will say
sound
that.
like?
Yes, I would say that this is Shin Megami Tensei, but I don't know exactly the game. Do you have any idea, Pecky?
Not quite, but I don't think it's Shin Megami Tensei.
No.
I think you got me here. I don't know why, but I the first game that pops into my mind is Aeon Odyssey, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Interesting.
It doesn't sound Etrian Odyssey to me, but I'm not sure about
Yeah,
that.
but Shin Megami Tensei, it's not Nocturne. I think it's not. If it
No,
is,
it doesn't sound like
I'm
Nocturne.
gonna cry because I can say it's one of my favorite games and then don't recognize the song. But
Now the answer is Nocturne,
remember
right?
remember that these are all games released in the series, which they are
Mhm.
part of, but after Atlus was acquired by Sega. So I don't know if
Okay.
that helps at all, but like just
Mhm.
reminding you of that. Maybe to narrow it down
Mm,
to whatever you think it is.
it's definitely not Persona.
no.
That I'm sure.
Okay, so that's helpful.
That
You
I'm
you
sure.
you can
Yep,
both agree on that, right?
yep, we can
Yes,
agree.
I don't recognize it as Persona.
No,
I'm lost, Becky.
no. Yeah, me too. But
Take a guess.
I don't know. What should we say? E3 Odyssey or Shin Megami?
And by the
Mm,
way, you're just saying series because I want the game, right? So
okay.
you have to
Yeah,
decide
that's.
which one and which game as well. So
Oh.
that's two decisions.
Yeah, we
Mm,
recently were playing Etrian Odyssey 1, 2, and 3. I don't recognize the song, but I can be it can be a mistake in my case. So if you want to say Etrian Odyssey, I'm okay with that. No problem. I don't have
um,
any idea about
okay.
the
I
with
mean,
my Shin Megami Tensei. I don't know,
yeah, I don't
honestly.
recognize it either. So yeah,
So
I
what's your answer,
Yeah, you
guys?
got us here.
yeah, you got us. So yeah,
We are a
let's
failure,
Let's
say
Peggy.
no, take a guess. Maybe you'll get it.
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
I don't know. E3 Odyssey 2, for
Yeah,
example.
for example, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Adrian Odyssey 2. Final answer?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No,
No,
but
but
But it's the best we got. So
yeah,
yeah, let's go with that.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm okay. It's locked in. So
yep.
Etrian Odyssey 2,
Okay.
right?
Two. Mm.
The name of the song is Tokyo.
Mm.
No.
So no. Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Mm.
Okay, Shin
Yeah,
Megami
I
Tensei
haven't
4.
played it yet.
Okay. So yeah. So no points for this one, but it's okay. We have 9 left. Let's
Okay.
take a listen to number 2, which I believe is going to be very, very easy. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, making it true life. Only if you realize here in nobody's life. Fuel is terrorized. Stop the guerrilla. World better keep it back. Bro, change your rate is smarter, greater cause. You know the stake is high. Start down this year.
Oh, I wanted more. Okay.
Do you want to answer, Peggy?
Yeah, I mean, reach out to the truth from Persona 4. and
Yeah, I'm
I'm
with you.
quite positive it's that song.
Are you sure?
You both look quite confident.
I wonder why.
So, Persona 4,
Yes.
Yep.
no doubts about it.
No doubt.
No.
Well, yes, of course, yes. Good job, good job. 1 point, well done. So that's 1 down, 4 to go, but still 8 songs to listen to. So let's take a listen to number 3. Ready? Yeah.
Yep.
We are ready.
Ooh, focus. That's it.
I've listened to this song, but I can't recognize the game right now.
Pecky's got something.
No.
No, he doesn't.
No.
No.
He was like,
I mean, I was wondering if it was the. I don't know I don't know the name of the game even, but one of the Vanillaware games, probably, or not.
A recent game? Probably not. Probably not, because I can recognize 13 Sentinels or Unicorn Overlord. I think that's not the case. But I'm with you in the sense of, I think that it's like some kind of fantasy game or something.
Yeah,
This tune, it's
Dragon's
more
Crown.
similar for Etrian Odyssey for me.
Yeah,
But I'm not
I'm
sure.
I'm gonna go with your gut feeling, and yep.
so Etrian Odyssey, which one?
Do we say Etrian
we
Odyssey 2
said
again?
two last time, so we can.
Yeah, I'm going to say it sounds more modern. So I will say Etrian Odyssey 4. For
Fine by me.
example. Yeah, that's yeah. Why not?
Etrian Odyssey 4, for
Yeah.
example, because why not? Right?
But why
Etrian
not?
Okay.
Etrian Odyssey
Why
is
not?
like our wild card. We can use it when yeah.
You're gonna get one eventually, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be in here somewhere. So let's just keep trying. So Etrian Odyssey 4, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So the song is called "The Voice That Calls to Adventure," something like that, from Etrian Odyssey 5. 5. Was it even more
I was
modern?
there.
Oh, we're this close. Yeah.
Etrian Odyssey 5 Beyond the Myth, The Voice That Calls to Adventure was the song.
But it was an Etrian Odyssey, so
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. Very, 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 very close.
yep.
Okay. Let's keep going with number 4. Another
Okay.
possibly easy one. I don't know. Let's see.
Question for you, rapid. Do you honestly just not care? I get the feeling that there's not that case. Poker face. Everyone has the right to go and see the other side. So
Yes.
Yes. This
Yep.
is Persona 5 Tactica.
Yep. The intro song.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. Why not? Let's go with that. Yeah. Revolution in Your Heart, Persona 5 Tactica. By the way, quick aside. Thoughts on Persona 5 Tactica from you guys? Did you guys enjoy it?
It could be better, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I like quite a lot the Fire Emblem series, so it was like a toned down Fire Emblem, so it's more accessible to people that could feel overwhelmed.
Like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it and I enjoyed it. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like everyone I talk to about this is like, says the same thing. So if you're like a fan of this types
Mm,
of games, you'll probably feel like it's too simplistic, right? But
mm.
if you're not too experienced, like I hadn't played any like sort of game like this before, and I quite enjoyed it. And like being coming from Persona 5 Royal to this also made it like I wanted to play it because I love the characters, and so it's easy to get into. So yeah, yeah. Okay, that was
Absolutely.
a quick aside here on Persona 5 Tactica. Number 5? Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep. Okay, so
Yes.
this has the Shin Megami Tensei vibe all over it, but the question is, which Shin Megami Tensei? That's the biggest question I have right
I
now.
think that it's Shin Megami Tensei 5, but I don't know if it's the vanilla game or Vengeance. I'm not sure about it. Mm, I can't remember if this song was on the base game or only in the
I've
expansion.
I've only played the base game and I don't remember this song. I remember quite similar songs, but not this one. So
So in that case, I think that it's Shin
probably
Megami, the Vengeance. Yeah, the Vengeance. If I can recall correctly, yes.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, let's go
Yeah.
with
Okay.
that.
Final answer.
Mm.
Shin Megami
Yes.
Tensei 5 Vengeance is
Yes.
your yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So sure of yourselves. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Sure. Of course. Let's go with that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not that evil. I am a little bit evil, but I'm not that evil. So if you're like you're undecided between the vanilla game and the re-release, I'll give you the point. So
Okay.
for future reference. However, is this Shin Megami Tensei 5? That's the big question here. The song is called Battle, Bounce and Roll.
Mhm.
Mm,
And it's from Yes, Becky?
no. I yep.
It's from Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Oh, nice.
Vengeance as well.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
good
All
job.
right.
Good job.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Good job. So that's 3 points already.
All right.
You need 2 more. So number
Let's go.
6. Ready?
Yep.
We're ready.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand what happened here. I don't know what happened.
There are dogs
You're very
barking
happy,
in the
what?
distance.
Yeah, a lot of dogs barking. Yep. Yeah, that's Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. Yep.
We got this.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I always fear for people and they're like very, very sure. And they feel like, oh, I got this. And then maybe it's the wrong answer. They're like very, very disappointed and ashamed. So, final answer, right?
Final answer.
Yes.
For
Final answer.
Final.
Don't get cocky. But
real.
yes.
Yeah.
Shin Megami
As
Tensei
a-
3 Nocturne. Boss battle.
Yeah, as a little fun fact, there was a time this was my alarm tone. So I woke up to this. So yeah,
I can see that.
it's a good
Yeah, I
way.
can see
It's
it
a good way
working.
to wake up. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
you
can
are
see it
sleeping
working.
quietly, and then you hear all these dogs barking, and the guy is screaming, and you say, "Yep, beautiful,
It's time.
beautiful
It's
evening.
time.
Yep, beautiful morning."
Time
Very
to
good.
reject another god.
So 4 points. Well done. 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So one more to go, but still 4 songs. So don't feel like you have to get the next one right. But if you do, excellent. Number 7. Ready.
You're
Ready.
right.
Really ready. Let's take a listen.
This is, if I recall correctly, Unicorn Overlord. Mhm. That's my answer. Do
Already?
you agree, Becky?
That was
Say
very
something.
fast.
Sure. Yeah. Unicorn Overlord. Yeah.
Sure.
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? Let's go
Yeah.
with that. So this is the song is called Bastorius Overworld Day from Unicorn Overlord. Yes? Yes. Good job. Good job. Okay. Very good. So that's 5. Awesome.
Okay.
But can we get 8? That would be amazing, right?
That's right.
8 out of 10 would be amazing. So let's take a listen to number 4. Maybe we can. I'm looking at the list. Maybe we can. Let's take a listen to number 8. Number 8, right?
Okay.
Break out of the dawn. Time to take a step up, no more cruising alone. Let it go. Break out of the shell. Deep down inside.
Yep. So
That was a song. Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely a song.
That was definitely a song.
It was a breakout off from Persona 4 Arena. I don't know if Ultimax or base game, but Persona 4 Arena. Yep.
I agree. Yes.
And I also agree. Yes, I agree as well. I have Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Not sure if I think this is from Ultimax, but it's okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
As I said before, I'm not that evil. Just a little bit. Okay, number 9. Let's take a listen.
People come and they go. Some people may stay with you though. I am
Nice.
What a song.
What a song.
What a song.
Indeed, a song. Yes,
Indeed.
it is a song from a game.
Which was the name? No More What Ifs?
No More What Ifs
What-
from
yes.
Persona 5 Royal. Yep.
Yes. Mhm.
Are you asking or telling me? I always get confused.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
I'm-
saying, you're telling me.
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
okay.
Persona 5
Just-
Royal.
Okay. Yes, that's it. No more what ifs from Persona
Yep,
5 Royal. Very
so-
good.
a little fun fact as well from this song.
Another alarm song?
No, not another alarm song, but quite a few days ago, I was listening to this on my workplace, and a college came to me and said, "Oh, what are you listening?" And I gave to her my headsets, and I was listening to this, to No More What Ifs, and she straight took her phone, went to Spotify, searched No More What Ifs, and added it to her playlist. She doesn't know anything about Persona,
Okay.
so these games to what we said, that they are games that
The magic.
are magic,
Exactly.
and they are so stylish and so well-rounded style, artistic style and music that everyone can enjoy them the first time they reach to them.
Yeah. So my wife is not into video games at all. I for a few years I ran Radio Sega, and I also had a few shows like every week, and she started listening to Sega music because of me, but and she knows some songs that like got stuck in her head for some reason from listening to them so much. But when I first played, like I was playing the Persona 5, I don't know if 5 or Royal album around the house, she was like, "That's not game music, is it?" It is. Really? Oh, I like that. So, and every now and then, if I play the Persona 5 album around the house, she's like, "Oh yeah, I like that
Oh
one.
yeah,
You should always play that album. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the kind of game music I like." So, yeah,
good taste. I have to say.
it's great. It's great. It's great. Yeah. Okay. So one final song. Okay, for glory.
Let's go.
Aeon and Peky for glory
Let's
for
go.
8 points.
go.
The start wasn't the best, but let's finish in style, like the Persona 5 way. But it's probably
Our
not
way of
Persona
life.
5 anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Okay, let's take a listen. Yes.
Yes.
You're nodding. You're both nodding. Yes.
No, yes, yes.
I can feel the music. Yep.
I
Okay.
can feel it now.
So,
It's a metaphor, a fantasy.
Yep.
The
It really
opening
is.
theme. Yeah.
No, it's not the opening. It's
Well, I the screen, the opening screen. I'm saying. Oh,
no. I'm quite sure
oh yeah.
it's the song you listen to when you are in Grand Trap.
In Grand Tat, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
hmm You're absolutely right. Yeah.
but we can both agree on the game, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And by the way, I'm gonna say the name of this game, and I'm gonna say it the way you should always say it when you're on the Sega Lounge. Okay, so there's a specific way of saying this when you're on the Sega Lounge. So this song is called Royal Capital Grand Trad from Metaphor Refantasio.
Okay. Okay.
Good job, though. Good job. That's 8 points. Well done. So you get
Nice.
the Sega Lounge seal of approval, which
Yeah.
I will send to you afterwards. Yes, well done.
Thank you.
Very good.
Oh,
Very good.
yeah.
High five.
Yeah.
High five.
High five.
Good
We
job.
did it.
Yeah, great. You guys did great here. It was a very good Sega Lounge challenge. Good job. So, Aeon and Peky, I don't want to keep you too long. So before we go, and since we just played a song from Metaphor, Fantasio, I need to start saying it properly, Refantasio or whatever. Thoughts on this? Because this is a little bit of a departure in terms of like setting, but is it that? So some people are calling it like a revolution. Like, is it that big of a departure from Persona, in your humble opinions?
Uh, in fact, I was surprised because I reviewed the game. I published the review some days ago. I was in shock when I saw the scores because there was a lot of tens, massive, and all people were saying, "Wow, Metaphor is the killer of Persona." A lot of people were saying that, and honestly, I don't know if they have playing the same game as me because Metaphor it's Persona essentially because the game has applied or the calendar system, the social links and everything. The combat is essentially Shin Megami Tensei, with some acts of Digital Devil Saga. Um, if you want my opinion, I don't consider that metaphor it's the revolution they were saying to be. It's a revolution in the sense of the environment, the settings, because it's true that Atlus has, maybe it's their first game in a fantasy setting so
Yeah.
big than this,
Hmm.
because they at least have marketing the game with that idea on mind. Mm, but I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know if it's going to be the same conversation that Persona, or the same impact. But right now, I consider Metaphor more that an spin-off, honestly, from Megaten, that are independent IP. That's at least my opinion, honestly.
Yeah. I knew that was your opinion here, so that's why I wanted to bring it up. And I've played a little bit of the demo,
Hmm.
just a little bit, because I didn't want to get into it because I knew that Sonic X Shadow Generations was going to come out, and I knew that I wanted to focus on that first. So my plan for Metaphor is to play it after,
Hmm.
like, maybe starting next week or something, and maybe do an episode of the Sega Lounge focusing on that and talking a little bit about my thoughts and other
Uh-huh.
people's thoughts on that. But what I played, I feel like the same way. It's like I wouldn't say it's a departure. It's like they took everything they learned with Persona 5 and
Yes,
Persona 5 Royal, and they applied it to a fantasy setting. Right. That's
exactly.
what I can feel,
Yes.
and I'm not very like well versed in the Persona series, but that's my takeaway at least. I was
Mhm.
also surprised when people are, this is revolutionary and this is amazing. Like,
I
okay,
can't
it
understand, really.
it feels like it's a very good game, but like
Yes,
better than Persona 5. And I don't know, maybe people really
that's
wanted
that's
like,
big words,
yeah,
really. That's big
maybe they
words.
really wanted
Mm.
the fantasy setting. They prefer it to the other, like the real world setting. So by the way, the review is available on your website for people to, if you want to like take a look. Obviously,
Thank you.
our Spanish and Spanish speaking listeners will probably benefit a little bit more, but there's always the translate function, so, and Google Translate and stuff. So take a look at the review on the website
Thank you
if
so
you so
much.
wish. Yeah. Okay. What, and this is one of my final questions for both of you. What so obviously we've talked about like how the Persona series, and because of Persona, also Atlus sort of entered the mainstream. They always made good games. There were always like a big fan base, but now they're more like mainstream.
Mm.
More people know about it. I feel like that's also part of the marketing. Sega have been doing a very good job lately, I feel,
Yes.
with every release. So I feel like they've nailed it with the Persona series as well, and Metaphor as
Yes.
well. But what are your expectations in terms of the future of these series? What do you expect it to happen? Because and since they've achieved such a high level of quality, what can they do next to keep it up? And I don't know. Just what are your personal like,
Mm.
opinions or expectations? What do you want to see that hasn't been done? Something like that.
Do you want to answer, Pecky, first?
This is a hard question. This is even harder that to make me pick from Shin Megami Tensei 3 or Persona 3. Yeah, this is way harder because, as you said, the bar is so high that and
Mm.
with Metaphor, they showed that they pushed it a little bit higher on some things, because for me that game is like a celebration of Atlus and these 35 years of them making games. So the bar is so high that I don't see how they can improve it. I don't see how they can raise it again. I don't know even know what are my expectations, because yeah, I mean, for me, the last releases of them, Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor, are quite almost perfect. I probably would ask them to give us a chance to be a female protagonist, a male or a female protagonist. That would be amazing, and I think that could like a lot to a lot of people. But apart from that, I don't quite know how they can raise the bar.
Okay. Yeah. I take it as praise. Yes. It's so good,
Yeah,
right?
totally,
So
totally. Yeah,
yeah, just keep doing what you're doing and you're doing it well. Yeah. So yeah, I
yeah. I
understand.
mean, I'm quite confident they are going to make something that are going it's is going to surprise us for
Yes.
real, for sure.
Mhm.
I'm quite positive about it, but I really don't know what they can do. So let's wait
Yeah.
and see. Let's wait and see. And
Okay.
Mm.
I'm quite confident they can do it. So let's see.
Okay. Okay.
Mm. I'm on the same boat than Pecky because I don't know how they can top Persona 5. I can't think on anything, but I
Apparently,
trust
with
Atlus.
metaphor.
Yeah, apparently, but well, no, in my case. Yeah, I understand what you mean. In fact, at first, I was thinking, um, because I would like, um, a future Persona 6, to be like a travel, a journey with your friends, but now, it's metaphor.
Mm,
So, I don't know how could Persona acquire that idea. Well, Persona 5 Strikers, it's something like that. But I was thinking on a main game with that idea, a journey with your friends to save the world, and well, it's similar to metaphor in this case.
yeah.
Um, but
Hmm.
I don't know, but I trust Atos, so I'm sure that, they will. They are going to give us something that we will probably remember for the years to come. Probably, we will have Persona 6 for another 10 years. Probably, people are going to keep talking about, Persona. That's why, that's my idea, at least.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the series is starting right now, thanks to the impact that Persona 5 left. So, people that is coming to the series, starting to play in the games, I think that it's a great moment, because this is like a second life for the series, thanks to this game. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And even like the remasters that have been
Yes,
released. So people are
of course.
going back to previous games that they maybe didn't play before Persona 5 and rediscovering
Yes.
or discovering them for the first time. So yeah, yeah,
It's a great
that's very
moment
true.
to be a Persona fan, or to start like a
Yeah, for
Persona
sure,
fan.
for sure. They're available easily, right, on current platforms. So that's yeah, that's
Yes.
a good time. Yeah, maybe they'll go the Pokemon way and just like release two different versions of Persona 6
Oh
with
yeah.
like
That yeah, that would
different.
be
I don't know.
interesting. But
I'm just
I'm gonna talk as the guy's guy. That would be a nightmare for me, I think. So, Atlus, if you are listening this,
Don't do
please
that.
don't. The all the
Scratch that.
content in one disc, please.
Yeah.
Which which
Don't make me
one?
buy two games. Yeah.
Which one do you prefer? Persona 5, sorry, Persona 6 green or Persona 6 silver?
Yeah. That's no, they have to do with like persona names. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know. But that's an idea. Atlas, don't do that because, people don't have infinite money. We don't have infinite wealth like the Yakuza. So
The
don't do
Infinite
that.
World.
Ha. Okay, so Aeon and Pecky, people will be able to look at all the links in the show notes, of course. But for people listening in, and especially for Spanish speaking people who want to like know more about this, where they can find you and everything, what's your message to the listeners? What would you like to
Mm,
tell people who are not familiar with this? There's a Persona Spain community. That's the first I'm hearing of it.
mm, even if you don't like Persona or if you don't know anything about Persona, I think that this is a good place to find a friend or to start to have your first contact with these games, because we have a pretty open community with people that are always um, helping each other, like Pecky with the guides. People normally, the standard Persona fan love to help or to see the experience of other people, because you can only experience the first the game a first time. It's only one in your life, so this is a possibility of or experience the games through the view of another person. So people are always willing to help. If you have a question, we are ready to help you. So don't be shy. We love to meet new people, and you're always welcome to this community.
Yeah,
Great.
totally agree. We are very lucky because our community is very healthy, I think. It's full of amazing people, very very friendly people who are always willing to help, always willing to share their views about Persona. And we have a lot of people with different views about Persona, but they talk about it in a peaceful way. So it's quite good to be part of that community. So if you love Persona as we do, or if you are thinking, well, maybe I should try this,
Mm.
we are welcoming you with open arms in the community. So we hope you enjoy your stay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you have like a question, like I heard a song that I know is from an Atlas game, but I don't know which game it is. These are the two people you should ask because they know
Yeah,
almost everything.
It's
almost
probably
everything.
Etrian Odyssey.
Exactly. If we don't know, probably Etrian Odyssey.
When in doubt, Etrian Odyssey.
Etrian
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Very good, guys. Thank you very much. It was a real pleasure to talk to you, to learn more about Persona Spade, and I hope we can do this again sometime. Maybe you can join us
Yeah,
on
of
like one
course.
of those like discussions about Persona games. That I want to start talking a little bit more about that because I feel like I neglect the Atlas side a little bit because I don't know much about it, but I want to change it a little bit. So hopefully you can help
Or
me out
even
with
for
that.
the metaphor podcast that
Yep.
you were saying.
That's what I
I
was
have a
thinking.
lot of things to say, really.
Okay, yeah, I
I
can see that. Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a lot of things to say yet because I'm
Yet.
playing it.
Yet.
But I have a thing to say that I say to everyone, that is, please play the song of the Gauntlet Runner. It's the only thing I will ask you.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's
Okay.
amazing.
I'm gonna
Peky, but
write that
I,
down.
I have a question for you. Have
Yeah.
to get to the Gauntlet
No.
Runner yet?
I got to the Gauntlet Runner, but not to the song I tried in Gamescom. So I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm quite sad about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Maybe
write that
60
down because
hours
I need to
more.
play that song
Yep.
when we do the metaphor Refantasio episode.
Fantastic.
Refantasio. Thank you guys, and all the best for Persona Spade. Okay,
Thank you
you
so
so much for
much.
coming.
Thank you so
It's been a
much.
pleasure. Thank you.
Yep, a pleasure.
That's it for my conversation with Aeon and Peky from Persona Spain. Do check out their website and follow them on social media. Even if you don't speak Spanish, they're great people. It was a joy to have them on the show. Such great guests. I think we can all agree on that. And that was a pretty amazing Sega Lounge challenge. That said, that's it for episode 238. We're very close to the end of this season. It's like we're at the end of October, so we're very close to finishing this season of the show, this 10th anniversary season of the Sega Lounge. But I wanted to share a little bit more about the plans for the future. So a few episodes that are already like kind of set in stone that I wanted to, make you aware of, so you can mark your calendars, so to speak. So next week, remember when I talked about Sonic X Shadow Generations? Yeah, there's going to be an episode about that. That's going to be next week. So we're going to do it with like in a roundtable format with a couple of friends to talk about our thoughts on both Shadow Generations, like remastered, and the new Shadow Generations side of the game. And we're going to talk a little bit about that next week, episode 239. Coming up next month, sometime next month, we're going to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Sega Saturn. So the proper original Japanese anniversary of that, with a few friends as well, like long-time friends that haven't come on the show for a while. They'll be joining me next month. And there's something that I also mentioned during the conversation with Aeon and Peky. There's a Metaphor Refantasio episode in the making as well, or in the works when I have time to play Metaphor. So that's probably coming in early December. So those are 3 special episodes that are definitely going to happen at some point. So do, hopefully you get excited for that. And there are a few more interviews in the mix as well. And maybe one of those special challenge episodes with friends coming over to play a very evil quiz, a very evil Sega Lounge challenge. But as per usual, for the actual proper news, the full-length news on current, past, and future shows, thesegalounge.com. Do check us out on our social media accounts. And remember, we're also on YouTube now, so feel free to join us there as well. And if you feel like you want to support the show, thesegalounge.com/support. You can buy some Sega Lounge branded merch, or just send us a tip to help us with our expenses running the show. Thank you very much for listening, watching. Thank you very much for supporting the Sega Lounge. It's always a pleasure to record these episodes for you guys. I hope you have a great week. Play some Atlus or Sega games, and I'll be back next time. Bye-bye. The Sega Lounge, hosted by me, KC, and part of Radio Sega's network of live shows and podcasts. Theme song and incidental music by OSC. Got any suggestions? Drop me an email to podcast@thesegalounge.com. Find us at The Sega Lounge on X, Twitter, and Instagram, at thesegalounge.com on Blue Sky, and be sure to check out our Twitch and YouTube channel for live video content. You can find previous episodes of the show by going to thesegalounge.com, on the Terra Player app, and wherever you listen to podcasts. A Mixed On Productions podcast.